The Red Death is a flying mountain with 4 legs, a massive head, a clubbed tail, and a set of wings that's 550 feet wide. It is made of pure teeth, fire, and rage, a dragon that is 400 feet long, with lava-proof skin, hypnotic gaze, and a breath of high explosive flame. It is a queen of dragons that rule and nests with an iron fist and an insatiable hunger. But what if we told you that across the world of dragons, there exists a handful of titanic and also not so titanic beasts, each with the power, speed, or sheer brutality to bring even this alpha dragon to its knees. From ancient sea serpents that shake the ocean to armored juggernauts with jaws that chew through islands, these are the 5 dragons that could kill a Red Death. While a couple here might not be more powerful in terms of strength, they still have a clear shot or ability to kill a Red Death in a chance encounter. Now, let's begin. The first is the Green Death. So if a Green Death and a Red Death ever face off, it would be like watching 2 ancient titans go to war, being nearly the same in size, power, and overall biology, but with just enough differences to make the outcome unpredictable. Both dragons are gargantuan. They are lava-resistant monsters with massive jaws, with tails that end in clubs, and claws capable of tearing through mountainsides. But where the Red Death is more aggressive and bulky, the Green Death comes off as slightly leaner and possibly more agile. So while the Red Death might have a bit more brute strength, the Green Death will counter with faster movements and strikes. Their firepower varies too. The Red Death breathes long sweeping streams of flame. While the Green Death also has that, it can also launch smaller, more focused fireballs that might be more precise in a one-on-one fight. Given that they are likely subspecies of the same creature, the winner wouldn't just come down to raw strength. It would also heavily depend on the individual dragon's experience, size, and temperament, where sheer luck or a single mistake might tip the scales. It's like watching a lion fight another lion, with a different mane color. You wouldn't know which one would win. But like I said in the beginning of the video, this isn't about which dragon is more powerful than the other, or than the Red Death, but which one has a strong chance of killing it, and the Green Death has that chance. Now the second dragon here is the Purple Death. So if the Purple Death were to take on the Red Death, it'll be like watching a sea monster battle a flying mountain, both terrifying in their own way. The Purple Death isn't smaller, it's a massive serpentine beast built for the ocean, with thick overlapping coral-like scales and huge limbs instead of wings. It moves through the water like a missile, reportedly hitting speeds of over 170 knots, which suggests it's way faster and more aggressive in short bursts than the bulkier Red Death. On land though, it's a different story. While the Red Death can fly and uses the high ground to its advantage, the Purple Death could retreat to the sea, and the battle would become stalemate. However, the real deciding factor would be the terrain. A fight near water, the Purple Death dominates with speed and ambush attacks. A fight on the open land or cliffs, the Red Death's aerial mobility wins the day. On neutral ground like an island, it could go either way, so the Purple Death could also kill a Red Death. The third dragon is the Bewilderbeast. So a battle between these 2 gargantuan titans, the Bewilderbeast and the Red Death, would be like watching the god of the frozen deep take on a volcanic flying fortress. The Bewilderbeast is even bigger than the Red Death, maybe even 150 feet longer, and even more massive, an absolute mountain of ice and muscle, with sheer brute strength on its side, and it could probably shove even a cliff into the sea. While the Red Death has an edge in flight, the Bewilderbeast's icy domain gives it unmatched swimming power, and also a unique power, a weapon, the Frost Breath. See, in a direct clash, like something like a Kamehameha duel, the frost could neutralize or even overpower the Red Death's fire. See, the fire needs time to burn through the ice, but since the Red Death's fire obviously cannot vaporize the ice instantly, a solid blast of freezing breath could spear through the flame and slam right through into the Red Death's face, or maybe its wings, freezing them or at least injuring it heavily. Melee would even be more brutal, where the Red Death relies on sword-like teeth and massive bites. The Bewilderbeast brings a pair of colossal tusks that could impale and rupture vital organs inside of it. On land like a large island, where both can fight without the full advantage of air or sea, the Bewilderbeast likely dominates. Its frost breath, size, tusk, and sheer endurance makes it more than a match, and in the end it might just freeze the Red Death solid before crushing it under its massive bulk. Thus here we can see that in terms of overall size, strength, and dragon breath or range abilities, the King of Dragons, the Bewilderbeast, far outmatches the Red Death. The fourth dragon here is the Screaming Death. It's a bit controversial, but let's explore on this possibility. Sure, the Red Death is bigger and has arms for grappling, but the Screaming Death is built like a living battering ram. Its scales are tougher than any other dragons, the toughest armor of all dragons, tough enough for it to shrug off a Night Fury's plasma blast to its face, just like how a boxer endures through soft jabs during a fight. However, the Red Death was seen to be knocked off and visibly hurt from just one plasma shot, albeit it was with a dive bomb attack and focus on the face. Therefore, the plasma shot had more power to its punch. But for this theory, let's just brush it off aside, and let's take a look at other things. Now, in the air, the Screaming Death would be a nightmare as it is faster, more agile, and far more vicious and more maneuverable. Its rapid fireballs attack works like a living Gatling gun, and just a few hits to the Red Death's wings could ground it permanently. The Screaming Death might lack arms, but it makes up for it with absurd jaw strength. It can chew through stone like candy, so flesh and bone wouldn't stand a chance. Even if the Red Death managed to pin it down, which is highly likely due to its raw strength, size and massive arms, the Screaming Death could just simply eat through it, like drilling through the rock and mess with it from the inside out, eating through the organs bit by bit until it comes out from the other side, thus causing heavy hemorrhage, blood loss, and instant death for the Red Death. So the Screaming Death is smaller, sure, but it's built like a living boring machine with a serious attitude problem, and its raw aggression, durability, and aerial supremacy would give the Red Death the fight for its life and likely its last fight. But to be fair, the Screaming Death could be pinned down and crushed by the sheer weight of the Red Death, and so this could also go either way. Now the final dragon is the Night Fury. Now, Night Fury fighting or taking on a Red Death is a true one-on-one showdown. It's like a flying stealth jet trying to take down a battleship. The Night Fury is an incredibly fast and agile and intelligent dragon with plasma blasts that can do serious damage if they hit just right. In fact, we've already seen it take down the Red Death, but that was with a rider, a clever plan, and an advantage of bad weather and darkness. Without Hiccup to guide his fight, the Night Fury would struggle to outthink a dragon 10 times its size. A dragon that can literally roar entire armies of other dragons into submission. The Red Death's sheer size and brute force would obviously crush the Night Fury in close quarters combat, and its fire breath could cook it mid-flight if it gets close enough. But if we're talking about an alpha or a titan wing Night Fury, then things even out a little bit. A stronger plasma blast could punch through the Red Death's thick hide, especially if it was used in certain areas, because let's face it, the Night Fury doesn't have the physical strength nor melee weapons to seriously hurt the Red Death in any instance like close quarters combat. The only advantage it has is in its speed and precise plasma shots. But remember that dragons have precise number of shots, and they have to count. So it has to avoid the Red Death's massive flame and deliver its own precision munition on the most vulnerable spots like eyes and the mouth when it recharges its fire breath. And aside from that, I couldn't really see any way a Night Fury can take down a Red Death. But in the end, Toothless is the only dragon to ever have defeated a Red Death, and the others here in this list are just conjecture, so that's that. And with that, we end this video. Now, if you like this one, then watch this other one too, the one in the end screens. And also check out our channel for other dragon content. We might have things you haven't seen before. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, fam.